Well, hello. It's the last week of 2020, and the sky is clear today here in Portland, Oregon, but it's certainly cold. I'm doing some bona fide gardening today. I'm actually pulling out weeds. This was the herb bed. There's some perennial herbs in here that have stayed, but there's a lot of weeds in between here, so I'm pulling out the weeds in here. And one of the things that I've noticed, I'll get you guys a close-up shot of this here. But one of the things that I've noticed is that the soil in here is it's very sandy and like a potting soil, although I don't see any of the pumice in here. And so yeah, I mean it's got a nice texture to it for growing, and actually the herbs that I had in here seem to grow pretty good. I grew a lot of basil on the end over there this last season, but it doesn't have the it just doesn't look like the stuff that I put compost on. So I think this bed, if I remember right, when I first moved in here, these beds were kind of filled with more of a sandy type of dirt that I think was probably fairly old and didn't grow very well until I added some organic fertilizer. But then later, kind of my methodologies turned to just adding more compost. And I think I may have in one of these beds a year ago had extra potting soil from what I was doing in the greenhouse and filled up one of these beds with that, or topped off one of these beds with that. I have a feeling it might have been this bed that I did that with, because I'm not seeing anything that looks like composty. I'm just seeing just kind of a very sandy dirt there. Yeah, I mean you can kind of see it. It's just, yeah, I mean a lot of times we think, oh, that's great, it's black, it's dark, it's all sandy, but yeah, not I have my suspicions that there's not enough nutrients in there. You know, I say that, but it grew stuff last year, but still, I mean, and also as I'm weeding and I'm digging around, I'm not seeing any worms. Nor a lot of times with most of my other garden beds, typically you stick a shovel in anywhere, you're going to see some kind of worm, some kind of activity. So yeah, that's what I'm working on here. Now, one thing that is nice about this soil here is that while I've got this like blanket of weeds here, it's actually pretty easy to pull them out. So it's not hard to pull the weeds out of the surface of this kind of bed. So I'm pulling these out. When I'm done pulling out the weeds, I'm going to be topping this off with compost. All right, a lot of bending over and pulling to do. I'll see you guys later. So hey there, I'm filming in the greenhouse here. Not a lot going on, but I have my begonias overwintering. They survived last year, but I thought that's all they'd be doing in here is surviving. And so I'm a little bit confused because, yeah, it looks like they're actually blooming. They didn't bloom all summer, and now they're blooming. It's January, and it gets down to the low 40s, maybe into the high 30s in here, I think. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused by this. I guess I need to learn more about these things. Hey there. As you can see, it's raining on me here at PDX Garden Home. And yeah, I had big plans for the New Year's weekend of all the stuff I was going to get done, but doesn't seem like it. I mean, I think I could put on my raincoat, get out there and spread some more compost. Maybe that's what I should focus on doing, but I'm still trying to put the roof on the pergola project, and I was kind of doing it, but then it's like, well, my battery operated power tools probably shouldn't be in the rain, so I had to give up and let it go for a little bit. And I'm looking at the weather report, and it's going to be rainy every day, so I'm hoping maybe I can strategically find gaps in the rain to run out here and do some things on my project, just so I can keep it going. I want to get these projects. I want to get the infrastructure kinds of stuff done before we get into the season. Yeah. So that's it. We're now into 2021. So Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Well, look at this. I've actually got broccoli here in January, so yeah, gonna harvest that. I mean, can't live off it, but it's not bad for January. Let's see what we got going on here. The arugula is doing good. Lots of arugula for winter, I guess. Well, I thought this was fun looking back here in these two beds that are in the northern part of the garden where we have some flowers, and we have the start of bulb flowers, things like daffodils and things like that. That is January, beginning of January, and they're already sprouting here. So yeah, let me show you all the activity that we've got going on here. So this is not bulbing flowers here. This is columbine, just the kind of initial leaves coming out from last year. They're perennial here, and they're just growing their new leaves, getting ready for the next season. And you can see some more there. And then over here we have got pansies there, and same thing back over here, more pansies over here. But then over here, this is kind of the fun part here. We've got a couple of different kinds of bulbs. I think that the bright green ones are maybe crocus. I'm not sure, I remember. And then I think these over here might be the daffodils. It's probably one or the other. Or I could be totally wrong and they're just two different kinds of daffodils. I guess we'll see when they fully come up. These over here are kind of these like little purple, I forget what they're, muscari, I think. And they actually bushed out and greened kind of late fall. The greens came out, the muscari, the stems that will come out and then have kind of the purple, the bluish, I should say, flowers all up and down here, should come out in the spring. And you can see the bed looks a little bit torn up there because I've been kind of hoeing in the middle to get rid of some weeds, and then I'm about to put down the compost.